Have you ever had that feeling? You're doing everything you can, everything you've been told to do, and yet nothing's changing? You followed the rules, kept the faith, pushed harder, stayed later, but somehow you're still stuck, still restless, still wondering, why isn't it working? You wake up after another sleepless night, go through the motions, try to stay positive. You journal your thoughts, meditate to calm your mind, visualize your goals, and manifest the future you dream of. But deep down, a part of you is quietly exhausted. You've been grinding, pushing, planning, praying, and nothing is moving. It's like shouting into the void. You start whispering to the sky, hoping someone or something is listening. But here's the hard, liberating truth. The universe doesn't respond to control. It doesn't respond to fists, no matter how tightly they're clenched. It responds to surrender. Carl Jung once said, "What you resist not only persists, but grows in size." And while you've been affirming your dreams and trying to speak positivity into existence, your energy has been saying something else entirely. It's been saying, "I'm not ready. I'm not enough. I'm still afraid." And the universe, it hears that. It always hears that. Because life doesn't speak the language of your words, it speaks the language of your energy. This is why your manifestations haven't landed. Not because you're lazy, not because you're broken, but because you're operating from a place of fear, of survival. You're trying to control something that was never yours to command. You're trying to attract from a place of lack. And here's the thing, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So if what you are is tired, wounded, desperate, then no matter how hard you chase success, love, peace, or freedom, they'll keep slipping through your fingers because your energy is saying, "I need this to feel whole." And that message alone keeps pushing the very things you desire further away. When your identity is built entirely on striving, on fixing, on chasing, on proving, you unintentionally create a life that mirrors the emptiness you're trying to escape. You start mistaking the pursuit for the purpose, and your value becomes tied to what you achieve rather than who you are. But what if I told you this? The most powerful thing you could do right now is to stop. Stop grasping. Stop pushing. Stop trying to prove yourself. Not because you're giving up, but because you're finally letting go. Not from fear, but from deep faith. Not out of weakness, but from a place of inner wisdom. Because when the doing stops, the becoming begins. When the noise fades, the unconscious awakens. And when you finally stop interfering, when you stop trying to bend reality to your will, that's when the healing begins. That's when your shadows start to integrate. That's when life starts aligning on its own. This is not the end of effort. This is the beginning of surrender. Not surrender as in defeat, but surrender as in trust. Trusting something greater, something timeless, something already within you. So let go. Let go of the grip. Let go of the fear. Let go of the need to force what's already meant for you. Because only when your hands are open can you receive what life has been trying to give you all along. And maybe, just maybe, what you've been searching for isn't out there. It's already inside you, waiting for a moment of stillness to rise. Let's go deeper. You've let go. You've stopped chasing. You've surrendered. Not out of fear, but from a deeper place of wisdom and trust. And now you wait. But here's the surprising twist. When you finally stop forcing, stop grasping, and create space, nothing seems to happen. No breakthrough, no big sign, no life-changing message, just silence. Allow the void. This is the part almost no one talks about. The space after the surrender, but before the transformation reveals itself. It's quiet, still, and unnerving. You wake up one morning expecting something to feel different. Your inbox, your body, your energy. But everything looks the same. The phone doesn't ring. The message you hoped for hasn't arrived. The opportunity you were manifesting is still nowhere in sight. And that voice inside creeps back in, asking, was any of this even worth it? This moment breaks so many people because we've been conditioned to believe that if we let go, the universe should reward us instantly. That if we stop chasing, what we want should appear immediately, as if to say, well done, you passed the test. But the universe doesn't operate on urgency. It operates on alignment. And before it gives you what you've asked for, it gently observes. Who have you become without it? This is where you find yourself, in the void. It feels like a vacuum, like nothing is happening. But don't be fooled, because beneath that stillness, everything is shifting. Carl Jung called this space the creative void, a sacred pause where chaos is quietly reshaping itself into new order. He wrote, "In all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order." So even if the world around you seems unchanged, what's happening inside you is monumental. Your soul isn't stuck. It's in transition. Your nervous system is recalibrating. Your unconscious is rewiring. Old beliefs are crumbling. New ones are taking root. You're not frozen. You're forming. But because this process is invisible, your ego, terrified by silence, tries to take back control. It whispers, "This isn't working. You've made a mistake." And if you believe it, you'll rush back into action. You'll sabotage the sacred stillness. You'll start chasing again. And you'll interrupt the quiet magic that was beginning to take shape. That's the trap. Because the void is not punishment, it's purification. It strips away your dependency on results, recognition, and proof. It burns through your need for instant validation. It teaches you to stand grounded without guarantees. This is where you learn to trust your energy more than your eyes. You're asked to embody the outcome before it arrives. Can you feel abundant before the money shows up? Can you feel deeply loved before the relationship appears? Can you feel free even if your circumstances haven't changed? Because the moment you can, you collapse time. You shift from waiting to becoming, from chasing to attracting, from hoping to being. And that kind of alignment, that kind of quiet wholeness, it pulls reality toward you like a magnet. But first, you must pass the test, the silence, the uncertainty, the space in between where nothing seems to be happening, but everything actually is. So if you're standing in the void right now, stay there. Don't panic. Don't fix. Don't scramble for a sign. Just be, breathe, ground, and listen. Because once you master this moment of sacred stillness, once you no longer need proof to trust your path, life starts to move again. And this time, it moves in rhythm with you. But there's something even deeper waiting beyond the void. Not just silence, but integration. Because once you stop chasing and start becoming, the next chapter begins, learning to stop obsessing and start owning your wholeness. Let's keep going. After holding stillness in the void, after learning to stop chasing and start becoming, something begins to shift inside you. Slowly, subtly, but undeniably, you stop running, not just from people or goals or expectations. You stop running from yourself. Now, the journey turns inward. This is where the real work begins, the part no one prepares you for. You begin to face what has been silently directing your life all along, your unconscious beliefs, your buried shame, your unspoken fears. The illusion you've been living in starts to crumble. And as it falls, something powerful happens. You stop giving your energy to old stories. You stop living through the lens of your wounds. And for the first time, your life starts to reflect your wholeness, not your survival. This is what manifestation really is. This is what Carl Jung called individuation, the courageous process of becoming your true undivided self. This is where freedom begins. But there's one truth we must face before that freedom can fully arrive. You might be the one standing in your own way. It's not your past, it's not your trauma, it's not even the universe. It's you. Carl Jung, who saw deeper into the human soul than almost anyone, once said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." And he meant it. Because true self-acceptance isn't surface level. It requires a reckoning. It asks you to confront the very parts of yourself you've spent years, maybe decades avoiding. The guilt, the regret, the insecurity, the belief that maybe you're not enough. So instead of turning inward, we turn outward. We hustle for validation. We grind for love. We chase success and call it purpose. We manifest not from alignment, but from desperation, trying to escape ourselves. But here's the hard truth. Anything you chase to avoid yourself will eventually avoid you. You may believe you're building your dream life, but if you're doing it to escape the silence within, you're not manifesting from truth. You're running from it. And the universe, it isn't being cruel. It's not punishing you. It's protecting you. Because if you received all the things you're asking for right now without having done the inner work, you wouldn't be able to hold them. A part of you still doesn't believe you're worthy of them. That's not failure, that's misalignment. Jung understood this paradox deeply. When we don't fully accept ourselves, we become split. On the surface, your conscious mind says, "I want more." But deep beneath, your unconscious whispers, "I'm not ready." And that split becomes a contradiction in your energy, a quiet resistance, a magnetic field that repels the very things you claim to desire. This is how you become the blocker of your own destiny, not because you're broken, but because you're still acting from a version of yourself that was shaped by wounds and survival, a version of you that was taught to earn love instead of receive it. And sadly, this is where most people stay, caught in an endless loop of chasing outcomes, thinking the next achievement will fix what's broken, when in reality, what they need isn't more doing, it's a new being. You don't need to work harder. You need to become the version of you who no longer needs to chase. The one who already feels what they're trying to manifest. The one who already believes, I am ready. I am worthy. I am enough. Because here's the spiritual law no one talks about. You don't receive what you want. You receive what you are. So if your energy is still rooted in doubt, if some part of you still clings to the belief that you have to suffer before you receive, then no amount of affirmations can override that inner signal. The universe will continue to reflect that frequency back to you, not to punish you, but to wake you up. So instead of asking, why isn't it working? Start asking, what part of me still believes I'm not allowed to receive this? The moment you stop blaming circumstances, stop calling it bad luck, and start evolving your self-concept, everything begins to shift. Not instantly, not magically, but organically, the only way true transformation ever does. You are not stuck. You are not cursed. You are being asked to evolve, to rise into the version of yourself that can not only receive what you've been praying for, but sustain it, nurture it, and grow with it. Not for a moment, for a lifetime. And when that inner alignment happens, when your energy and intention become one, manifestation no longer feels like effort. It feels like breathing. You stop trying to make things happen, and instead they begin happening through you. That's not magic. That's alignment. That's individuation. That's the power of fully, finally, radically accepting yourself. And from this powerful shift, we arrive at the most profound truth Carl Jung ever offered. Not just a mindset shift, but a soul level remembering.